Welcome to the Immaterial Gamers podcast.
Yeah.
So anyway, you had an odd story about a duck?
Did it
Dog?
waddle away?
Oh,
the
no,
very
it's a
next
cat.
day?
He was talking about a cat that sounds like a dog.
Ah, right, yeah, there we go. The cat that sounds like a dog.
Cat dog.
Yeah.
Cat
It
dog.
was brought up with a puppy, so it's like mimicking the puppy. And the puppy was like,
Imagine if people were like that, you know? You have a baby at the same time that you get a puppy, and it just grows up acting like a puppy. It's like, arf!
Baby, the baby
"You're
acts like
stubborn,
the puppy, and the puppy acts like the baby.
Nice.
Yeah, you feed the 7-year-old on the floor, and the dog goes to maths class. They have a dog with a paw just trying to do homework. It's like, shit, this would be so much easier if I had a thumb.
Plausible thumb bitches.
It's like, how do I just write my name? Still gets a better grade than some of the students I went to school with. Not me. I was actually good at math. But yeah, no, sometimes people just don't get it.
Well,
You know?
if you didn't have a thing for maths, I wouldn't have chose accounting. As a strong.
Yeah. Well, you know,
He could have done far worse.
funny thing about that, I guess.
I mean, he could have went to have been someone. I don't know what's going on.
Could always be a dog groomer. Still an option.
Yep. I heard a rumor.
I heard a groomer. Wait.
Yeah, you heard a groomer.
They-
It sounds like bzzz.
I was going to say, is it a gossip column?
Oh, I don't know.
Da-da-da. Da-da-da.
Maximo.
So, yeah, while we're doing all this, it's the Immaterial Gamers podcast. Hello.
Oh my god, you wouldn't even know that we played video games.
No,
No.
unless we said it. You'd just think we were a bunch of alcoholics.
You'd think I was an alcoholic.
Well, yeah, you're the one now who...
Okay, I need a question. Do you think there is an actual book out there that tells you how to tell a customer to fuck off without losing your job?
No,
Because I need that
Um,
book.
no.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Hi, I'm Ryan, and I'm not producing this week. I'm in the front
Ew.
of the camera rather than behind the scenes like last time.
I don't see your camera at the moment on my screen.
Well,
That's
that
your own fault.
That
sucks
sounds
to be
like a you
you
problem. That sounds like something that's on your end, because I can see him just fine.
Yeah.
I did earlier, but... Oh, I'm dead as Carter. So there we go.
Okay. And we've also got... We got D up in the corner. We got Steph
Hi,
to the
I've
side.
got something I need you to do.
We're still doing introductions, Stefan. Shut the fuck up for a second. Who's next?
I did say Steph, and then Duncan.
See?
Yeah.
It was me. Now you shut up.
And then we also have Max. Hey, buddy.
Hi, Max. So, what personality have we got today, Duncan? Is it just Duncan?
I have access to no liquor.
Because in the
Okay. I need you to do what I've put in the general
drained.
chat. I need
in
you
the
to do
space.
what
I
I've put in
need
the general
you to
chat.
stop putting stuff in the general chat.
Yeah. So in the space of a week, we found that there are 2 additional personalities for Duncan. We've got Drunken.
Drunken
He's
was,
the better one.
Drunken is the fun one. Drunken is the one that won Team Fight Tactics this week.
Yeah.
Oh, I must feel to not be drunken. But then we also had Dogekin
Okay, is
from
this the one
from Saturday's play session.
I missed
Yeah, he
that.
pops up every once in a while. He's less common to have around, and he rarely makes it into recordings because we don't usually do visual stuff. But you know,
Yeah, we were. So
you know
D,
that
we played Talking Points from the Jackbox Party Pack, and it's one of the few Jackbox games that allows you to take a photo of yourself.
Oh, okay.
So
We should have never announced who that was, and it should have been the man in the dog hat.
oh, it's Man in Dog Mask 3, or Man in the Horse Mask, starring
I can
Owl.
hear you too. Everything is great. I could stay like this.
It's highly uncomfortable.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you know what? The funny thing is that this isn't even so bad, but it's made of rubber, so the breath does kind of get to you after a while. I also can't see shit.
Yeah, Duncan, how many fingers am I holding up?
Little holes for breathing and seeing, but they're not very helpful.
He's trying.
Trying to fiddle with my settings.
Oh,
Lower
madness.
sensitivity. Lower sensitivity make it a little easier to talk. What's up?
Well, I was asking you how many fingers am I holding up, but
I can see 3 of them.
well, that's good because
Doesn't mean
3
there
is the
isn't a 4th somewhere.
No, not like that. But so Steph's posted in our Discord something from the Among Us Reddit that says I made some macarons today, planning to fill 2 imposters with wasabi instead of matcha.
Duncan needs to do that.
What
What do you
play
think I am?
roulette
Some kind
with
of
the
baking
things?
guy? I'm a dog. I can't bake.
It's a Duncan, not the man in the dog helmet.
not Dogekin.
Dogecoin.
Because it's the Doge mask. But yeah, how's everyone's week been?
Fine, I guess.
I don't know, but I now want to make a jacketator.
A what?
A what now?
It's a jack-o'-lantern, but made out of a potato instead of a pumpkin, because pumpkins get all the love and potatoes get nothing.
Okay, fair enough.
Actually, I
Potatoes are
got a
also
pumpkin
cheaper.
earlier. Bye, Mod.
And they're year round. You can get them any time of the year. Pumpkins.
I've got one. I got one early to carve a small one.
I see.
Little pumpkin.
Pumpkins.
Imagine having a jack-o'-lantern this big. Just put on like your windowsill.
Well,
like it's like those those gimmicks you get at carnivals sometimes, where it's like there's like a grain of rice that's got your name written on it, or some kind of other picture.
Yeah.
It's like if you look under a microscope, you can see it.
5 years later.
And uneventful
Uh,
is the week. I don't know
I
if
was-
sometimes that's a good or a bad thing, but
yeah, I was dealing with. Got sort of saw people a little bit this week.
get used to it. I'd take the ability to see people as a thing. But positive, happy podcast. Yeah, happy podcast. So we're going to go through what's been played, and because last week I didn't have a game
Okay.
or a quiz, this week I do, and I'm so sorry.
Oh dear. What did you
What
do?
did
I
you
didn't
do
do
this
nothing
time?
to deserve this. Why am I the one who gets the punishment?
Well, because you're the champion still, Steph. You took part in that quiz when it was just you.
That's not my fault.
And therefore, all you needed to do was get 1 question right to win, and you sat there and got 2. So,
Again, not my fault.
well, just a little.
Defeat. There we go.
Just a little. But basically, I hope you don't like vowels. Anyway, we'll move on to
I don't
what's
like
being
consonants, no matter vowels.
played. There's plenty of consonants. So,
Don't you know your actions have consonants?
consonances.
Wait.
Yeah.
In consonants. It's inconsonantal. Wait. Anyway, I played Genshin Impact.
Oh
the
my
past couple of
fuck.
weeks.
Tell us all about Weeaboo Simulator 2020.
Weeaboo Simulator Breath of the Wild Simulator 2020. Yeah, so Genshin Impact is the newest free-to-play gacha game that's ended up in the West.
Oh boy, another thing to flush your money. Another toilet to flush your money down.
Okay, yes. There's something straight out of the box. Yes, it has microtransactions and the loot box style mechanics and stuff like that. So if you really, really hate them and you cannot play a game that has them in, this is not for you.
I don't
Okay.
hate them. I just spend too much money on them.
That's part of the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Splice picture of EA woman in London Tribunal that says surprise mechanics.
Why just add the thing where we're not having
They call them surprise mechanics, but they're not a
and then
surprise
have them in.
anymore.
Oh, you mean pull an Activision?
Yeah.
Like what they did with Crash Team Racing. We're not having any microtransactions. All the review copies come out and there's like, oh yeah, this game's great. It's like Crash Team Racing, it's all great. And there are no microtransactions. Literally a week later after reviews, first patch from Activision, microtransaction store.
But then you've got what's that new game that's not out yet? And they're like, this game will be a single player, offline, but you have to be connected to our servers to be able to play it.
Oh, Assassin's Creed.
Is it Assassin's Creed?
It most likely will be.
I don't think it is.
There's what is it? I don't know if I posted this or not, but from Dead Game News by Ross Scott, Godfall. Yeah, no, he covered that game. Single player game requires online connectivity.
Yeah, I think that might have been the one I'm on about actually.
Godfall, that's the new Gearbox one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm.
And they put out a statement that literally says you do not need online. This does not need to be connected to our servers, but you do need an online account.
Yeah, so it's like
why?
It's like you don't need any services, but you also need services. It's like okay.
Yeah, you will not need to pay anything for this game, but you do need to register a credit card.
It's like this game is free, but you do have to pay in order to play it.
Yeah. Anyway, Genshin Impact, Weeaboo Simulator 2012. 2020.
I also have never even seen like a screenshot from the game you're talking about. I was just like, oh, that sounds Asian. Tell us all about it.
Jesus.
I want to point out this.
Why, Duncan? Why? I meant to just say cheese. But yes, it is a action RPG. RPG, as in a pigeon. It's a action rocket propelled grenade.
Exactly.
So yeah.
First, thou shalt pull the pin of the holy hand grenade.
Someday we'll actually get to the point where we describe this game.
Yes, describe game. It's an action RPG in an open world where you have elemental-based actions and have parties of people to kill all the aggressive creatures that are around and gain experience, money, and storyline. Gated by a adventure rank system that is not your character's level.
Okay.
So your characters have levels and their weapons have levels, and yeah, don't die. That's normal things.
I hate saliva.
First you breathe in, then you breathe out. It's cyclical. You go in, out. Don't ever try to do two in a row. You fuck it up.
But then you shake it all about.
Yeah, that's the problem. You shouldn't be shaking
That's
it
not
all
what
about.
it's all about.
You do the
So-
hokey cokey.
Amber, you shut your goddamn mouth. Now make a sound. Get out of here.
But yeah. Anyway, so you go through. Your storyline is you're either a boy or a girl who's lost their brother / sister, depending on which character you chose.
Regenerate.
And end up in a fantasy world where gods have elements and everyone has the ability to cast stuff of elements, except you're from another world, so you can do it without needing the special thing they need. And you can switch elements whenever you want by going to statues of deities that you've worshipped and switching their elements. But you then have a party of up to 3 other people that you pull out of wishes, loot boxes, wishes, or storyline quests. and they have fixed elements. And like I said, you get weapons, and they have levels that you've got to put components into. And you've played a gacha game. You've played all those mobile games where this element beats this element, and this element beats this one, and light beats dark, and dark beats light, and
I stay away from that crap. I don't play any of these gacha games. No mobile. I don't even play mobile games like in general. Like I think there's like 2 games on this phone, and I don't even know. What do I even have this game? I have the mobile version of TFT on here, which I don't think I've ever actually played.
We tried it for that one thing, and you were region locked.
I have 3 different kinds of Bejeweled, which have been the state of those games. The most recent versions, it's just like 97 ads, and then occasionally get to play a game.
You make one match, and then there's an ad for Raid Shadow Legends.
Well, or just ads to buy mega ultra power ups for your game. It's like I just fucking want to play Bejeweled. Like I just want to make rows of like 3s and 4 gems and make them disappear and drop more down so I can do it again. All right, that's all I want.
And then you get the power gem that makes everything explode, and you're like, yay, things explode.
It's like, look, I made a shiny thing happen on my phone. It's like, no, it's just get the shit out of here. Just
Please install Hero of the Storm. Please install thingy named Hair.
I hate it.
You want to do it.
I can't play Bejeweled anymore.
But anyway,
what a world I live in, where I'm just like I'm complaining about the fact that I can't play Bejeweled on my phone.
Everything's gone to pot. That's just the bad sign of the world. But anyway, the gacha game. Now the problem with
gotcha.
So the things with these mobile gacha games, generally there's 2 sort of things. One is it gives you an absolute load of stuff and then starts trying to nickel and dime you by slowly making you run out of the stuff. And if you buy this, you could time save and all that. It has it in there.
Your first time purchase, you get a special discount on this shit, or
that always seems to pop up while you're about to do a confirmatory action to try and. It's like, oh look, here's the main menu. I'm going to click this mode, and oh wait, hold on, where I was clicking to change mode is an inconvenient buy button.
With the tiniest effect of all time.
This game doesn't. It so far has not advertised any special packs or stuff like this. It has all the other stuff that all the other video games have, which not great, like battle passes, and it does have starter packs and shit like that, but they're squirreled away in the shop. I have more trouble getting to that in the shop than I do going to any other menu. So it's a game that's sort of almost incentivized not using its shop, which is sort of one thing. The second thing with the gacha games is generally you get to a point where it's sort of redundant in what you have to do. It's like, oh right, so to get this next strong character, you'll need to have already purchased the strong character to already do it. It's like, oh right, you're in this mission. To get these resources, you need tier 3 materials, but you can only get them if you've got tier 4 characters and shit like that. It doesn't seem to have that either. So it's a gacha game that is unwilling to do what it's designed to do.
So what you're saying is that this game will be offline in 4 months.
Probably, but the story is anime enough that you can just get through it and it'll be all fine. But yeah, no, enjoying the gameplay. I like this whole thing of elemental reactions. So it's not good enough to just have a character to deal elemental damage to something. You have to combine it with another element. Sometimes the enemies already have an elemental weakness on top of them that you can exploit. Sometimes you have to switch between 2 characters or 2 different elements in order to trigger those off. Like maybe a slime might be wet. So if you hit it with ice, it will freeze it.
Might be wet, says Ryan.
Yeah, there we go. Take that out of context. A slime might be wet.
It's like there's nothing inappropriate about it. It's just like, well, yeah. I mean, it's not a very good slime if it's bone dry.
No, but I mean, it might have the elemental like thing of wet, which means it takes more damage from lightning because it
And the thunder.
charges.
Mm.
Lightning and
Feel
the
the thunder?
thunder.
By far the worst Imagine Dragons song.
Ooh.
I know that's an unpopular
Mhm.
opinion, but it's also correct. So fucking fight.
No, hey, you've got no arguments with me.
I know what that band is capable of. They can do way better than that. It's just like nah. We're gonna repeat 2 words over and over again to
See-
not even a very catchy beat.
See, the thing is, I've had a love-hate experience with the song "Natural" because it's got like this like thumping drum line and it's all great, and then the lyrics are a bit.
Sorry for
Cause
looking
you're
up.
a natural. It's like Radioactive's the best song.
So that's something I actually
Done.
remember from there, guys.
Big. This is still Imagine Dragons, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm a big fan of what's it called? Whatever it takes. Actually,
I
really, I really like the delivery of that is really really nice. That just just the way the lyrics come out. It's like
actually scratch that. Believer.
not prepared for this.
But yeah.
Like-
Anyway,
anyway.
like we're going. The elemental reactions are the things that make sense. So hit water with a cryo attack, and it'll freeze the opponent. Hit it with fire, and it'll vaporize. So they all have different combinations of shit, and then you hit it with wind, and you're wasting your time. No, seriously,
Sounds like a Persona
the
game.
elemental reaction with anything and wind is swirl, which means it flies off somewhere for a second, which is really annoying if you're trying to hit combos on it. You've hit swirl and it's flew off 8 miles.
Ninja used whirlwind.
Yeah, I mean, my main character when it was using wind, it did have one where it was like, if you used his like ultimate attack, which swords out a tornado, and it sort of mixed with other elements that had taken place, it would then turn the tornado into something else. So, say,
Like a lightning tornado.
yeah,
Or something.
well,
blizzard
the
tornado.
big one is fire. And there's like fire flowers all over the floor. So if you sent the tornado over burning grassland, it would then become a fire tornado. But yeah. So anyway, that's me talking about the gacha game that I will carry on playing because it is actually quite fun, even with all its mechanics it's trying to get you to do. But there's no brick walls yet.
The problem with and I'm glad that you have a game in a we'll say I was just in Magic because I wanted to see if there was anything cool in the shop, like free money or anything like that, cheap packs, anything like that. I'll get out of that, go back to my main screen. But I mean, I'm glad that you have a game in what we'll call a contentious genre, alongside the sort of free to play, MMOs and other type of other entire genres of game that have that are considered contentious because of their business models.
Yeah.
But the problem I have with games like that is that it's like pretty much when you have a game in a genre where the business model is
recurrent user spending.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like, I mean, it's a predatory business model because it's like just the way it's work is like, oh, it's free to play, but expensive to enjoy. They're designed like that for a reason, and it's because if they don't do it that way, if they design a free to play model where it's more fair, I guess it's not as aggressive in its spending. The problem is people glomp onto that and are like, oh, look, you don't have to pay money to play this game. And then they go out of business.
I know where you're coming from, and it's hard to.
The reason why things like Hearthstone and League of Legends and other games with that model are still around and are successful is A, marketing, but B, because there's just so much money in it.
I think the
that
thing to sort of consider with
they just
something like
keep
League of
going.
Legends as well is that its core gameplay loop isn't directly tied to the microtransactions that are in
That's
play.
if you want to buy a
that's
skin.
that's the one thing that's one thing I've always really liked about League of Legends. I mean, I've harped on this for years and years and years and years. Even long before. I mean, I've done it at least 3 or 4 times just in the lifespan of this podcast. But even before that, I've gone on about this. You know, it's like the great thing about League of Legends is you have a perfectly playable game without ever spending anything on it, and buying and spending money on it doesn't necessarily enhance your gameplay experience really at all. It's like you get access to characters outside of the free-to-play rotation, but that doesn't mean anything if you don't know how to play those characters.
Yeah, if your skill ceiling is still not high enough on that, then you can buy all the characters in the world.
Well, you can earn the characters through the essence. It's just the skins.
Well, yeah,
So,
that's the
all
that's the
cosmetic.
sort of the grindy bit. That's I mean that's its
like,
own minefield. But
so yeah, it's like you got characters like Katarina, where it's like I've seen games completely decided by the use of one good Katarina. I've played her. I'm dog shit. I cannot play that character.
It's
Oh,
all if you can get the jump in, get the blaze, the one that you put down on the floor, get those down, go jump into Shumpo, blade storm those two, and then you do your ult and mop up.
That's where
Oh,
Samira's
fine,
come through,
back
innit?
up.
How about Katarina's ult, but castable just as soon as you get a full combo?
Yeah.
But it's basically, you use Katarina's ult mixed with blade storm and Shumpo to get where you need to.
But yeah, no,
yeah,
I can see where you're coming
like,
from on that.
But I will say, you know, I mean, I'm not gonna defend them. It's like they have mechanics now in the game that are a little bit more towards the gacha realm of like, there's a random surprise box of what's gonna be inside. Oh, is it gonna be a skin that you want? Is it gonna be, you know, a new champion? Is it gonna be a little legend, a ward skin?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
and that's starting to get to be a problem because the thing about that is it's the randomness. It's like you never know what you're gonna get, but you want something specifically. It's like the idea that you could get what you want for significantly less than it actually costs to buy, but in reality, you're going to spend significantly more money than you would if you just bought the thing just by wasting time going through loot box after loot box trying to get to it. That's where it becomes kind of predatory for people with, you know, addiction problems and bad spending habits.
No, I completely get you, and I mean, there's 2 ways of fully solving that problem, really, isn't there? It's like, I say fully solving. It's like you put spending limits on the player, or you remove them.
You know,
and none of them are to a game dev, also a company, productive in terms of getting their money in. But they still, I mean, I think the thing at the end of the day is that they need to protect the player.
Yeah, it's actually funny you mentioned spending limits. This is going back a number of years, and I could be misremembering this, but I'm almost certain that this is true. Way back when we played Conquer Online.
Oh yes.
I think when they used to have like back when they you know used to be able to buy Dragon Balls, which is sort of the arguably the most core item in that game, very central to the economy and several key mechanics.
Also,
and you bought the Dragon Balls directly as items in the game. They eventually changed it so that you just buy like premium currency.
Yeah, they went to CPs, Conquer Points, very clever.
Yeah, Conquer Points. To their credit, I actually kind of liked that you could still have access to Conquer Points even if you never bought them, just by selling them for that price to other people. So it's like, okay, it's secondary currency that you can buy. It's not as mean as other versions of it where you actually physically can't get it unless you buy it. Anyway, the point I was trying to make about that is I'm pretty sure a long time ago when that was still new, that you actually could only make a certain number of purchases like in a month
Yes, there
on
was.
their website.
Yeah, so you were like limited to so many like purchase spendings or one bulk buy per month. And bulk buy
Yes.
was something that you could only buy using wire transfer. I mean, Jesus. Wire transfer.
and
Yeah,
I
I'd like
mean,
to Western Union some Dragon Balls, please.
yeah, not to you know, I don't want to throw any stereotypes under the bus, but it's incredible to me looking back from the year 2020 that a you know, a Chinese free to play MMO at one point had enough concern for its customer base that they would put a hard limit on how many times you could spend money on their fake digital video game per month. They did away with that shit. That's long gone.
Oh yeah, there's no restrictions now.
Distant past now. They'll just fuck it. They'll put a vacuum cleaner up to your wall and suck it right out of you. They don't give a fuck now. But
Yeah,
at some point, that was a thing that they did, and it was like, wow, I can't believe that was a thing that existed in the 21st century.
Yeah, I think what helped on that initially is what was limiting them was that 91.com is what they're called now because their game development isn't known by a number, not by what they used to be known as in the West as TQ Digital Entertainment or something like that.
That sounds about right.
TQ was the Western branch of 91, so they had to deal because they were operating in America. They had to follow American rules, and they couldn't have unlimited spending at the time. But yeah, that sort of changed, and 91 just went, "We will have all your money. We will bring you, as Duncan said, a vacuum with all your money. Yeah, with a legally distinct Luigi who's not called Luigi. He'll be called Loa.
Luigi.
Yeah, Ruigi. Yeah."
But
Right.
no, it's just like it's that would actually be an interesting way to maybe curb that a little bit. You know, it's either like number of purchases or amount limit. It'd be like, hey, that would help. It would probably help a lot for, you know, individuals who have that problem, but you know, who like 90% of the game, but have this one mechanic that like kind of tugs at them in a way that is dangerous and that they can't help with. It's like, okay, you can spend, I don't know, $25 or $50 a month on this. No more. We're not taking any more.
Yeah.
Not that, you know, any video game company in the world would vote against that or vote for that. They would be like, they would spend
all your
their
money.
billions and billions of dollars that they have lobbying against that as they possibly could.
Absolutely. So anyway, that was a segue. So yeah, we
Sure was.
Yeah.
Was,
so
always nice to talk about the grungy underbelly of the video game industry.
I mean, these days it's basically the video game industry now, isn't it? The CD underbelly of the video game industry.
Yeah.
Games.
They're like up to here, and they're like, there's still occasionally things that are good.
Yeah, there's still occasionally things that are
lean back a little bit.
allegations.
If I lean back a little bit, I can get my nose
Steph.
above the filth.
It's happened again.
What's happened again?
LA airport flights around LA have been reporting seeing a man in a jetpack.
Oh, the man in the jetpack.
I'm going through it now.
He's returned.
IGN announced it, calling him Jetpack Man, spotted at 6,000 feet. The game.
Wow. Oh dear. So based on that, and you've had Jetpack Man, Steph, go for it. What have you played?
I've got 2 new games because they're both quite small.
Okay.
Fairly simple. And
okay.
they're on my phone.
You can only talk about one game. Darius is not here. Go talk about 2 games.
Are they gacha games that you spent $1 million? Are you broke? Are you leaving your house?
I've not spent any money on them at all.
Okay. Good start.
But I've got 2 games. And one is called Wasteland Beta. I'm assuming it's a bit. I just found them on the Google Store while I was bored one the other day.
Okay.
And it's basically you're a traveler who's just walking down a path, and then giant like mutant rats come up, and you slowly beat them up. It's a bit of an idle game.
I think I saw adverts for this. in between
And-
those gacha games that are not Genshin Impact.
And as you're going along, your character will beat him up. If you can't beat the boss, you will go back, like most games like this. But if you can't beat the boss, you go back to stage 1 of that round until you get strong enough to beat it.
Yep.
And as you're going along, there's things down the side like scrap, which you have to click to collect. And at the minute, they've got. I kind of joined at the same time their Halloween event started for 30 days. So
Okay.
I've just started that as well. So randomly, I have pumpkins and spiders in the map. I've got to let's call it level on stage. I've got to level 15 and on stage 1, which would be the boss stage at the minute. So in a minute, I'm going to go back down to stage 9 or whatever it is for each
Grind it
thing.
out and come back.
No, to be honest, I just let it keep going. At this point, I'm just trying to get. As you're going along in this one, you have skills. So every time you kill a monster, you get experience in strength. As I'm collecting scrap, I get salvaging experience.
Okay.
So, and salvaging will give you better scrap or chances of finding fully crafted tools or items. You then have crafting, which you start off only being able to craft bolts. Then you can do screws, then metal sheets, and then washers. But the first thing you can make is an auto salvager. So when you're away from the game, it will collect salvage for you.
Okay.
Right.
And that's pretty much. Oh, there is items in it, but I've not really looked into the items that much in this one. And there is some weird skill tree, which I've just barely unlocked, so I really don't know much about that as well at the minute.
Okay.
Apart from that, I'll probably end up speaking about it next week. More details within the items. I know some items can restore your mana because you do have spells, which is basically like add attack speed, add crit at this minute.
Your usual idle game stuff there. Temporary boosts.
Yeah, at this minute I've got them. I also have like an extra armor pen. The next things I can buy is the armor penetration boost spell and increase damage by 4 for every level instead of 1, and attack speed by 3% instead of 1. That's when I get That's whenever I ever get to stage 1 of strength, which I have no idea how to do. I've got to level 18 of strength, and I don't know how to progress to level 1 to unlock the ability to buy the others. Oh no, I can actually buy the other stuff. I've just bought them. I'm slowly losing the plot. And that's one game. My other game, which I've probably played a little bit more, is Man-Eating Plant.
Doggo looked up at the thought of that.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm not looking at you. I've been kind of doing other stuff while you're talking.
Yes, I've noticed.
I'm
They're
just,
not humans. I don't want
But-
men to be eaten. How will I get pets? I'm in trouble.
So, Man-Eating Plant is basically you've been put in charge of a dungeon.
Okay.
This is how the story. It actually has a little bit of a story behind it, and when you leave the game and come back, you always have an option to continue or to restart.
Laptop flip turned upside down.
But as you're playing it, your plant will level up as it's killing the people.
Mm.
Which at first you have to manually get it to kill people. To be honest, I'm still manually killing people. If I want to, I just activate a spell instead that gives it the plant an eye so it can like find its own prey. So much easier. But this one I'm finding a little bit more interesting. There's a little bit more stuff to do. There's pets you can unlock as you go along who will automatically collect the cash for you instead of you having to hit the screen every few seconds to gain the cash the plant spits out from these adventurers.
Yeah.
But every, let's say, I think it's about half an hour to an hour, I get taxed.
Mm.
by the true dungeon master who put me here.
Okay.
So basically, I'm just looking after this plant and making sure it eats properly. But you start off only killing slimes, and then from slime, hold on, I can get the character list up. So you start off with slimes, and then you move to goblins, and then lost farmers. I'm currently on. No, I see them every now and then. I'm currently on something that looks like Boris Johnson. Not Boris Johnson, Donald Trump. What's called Doramp.
Animal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm basically. It really does look like Donald Trump. And so far, I have eaten up 312 of them.
Huh.
Which I wish I ate more. Because who wouldn't want to eat? Make sure you eat Donald Trump's. But this game has a lot less to. I've not actually checked the shop in this because I've just realised there is a shop. Oh no, this shop basically just makes you pay for coins. But the coins you can upgrade your stem. The stem increases how fast your plant will move to get its prey. Upgrading its head. These are the two first things you get, by the way, is just the stem and the head. Upgrading the head will increase the amount it can fit in its mouth. So right now I can fit 29 prey in one plant's mouth. But as your plant levels, it grows like every other plant, and you then get things like you get sticky pitcher. It's basically like a fly trap, like the sticky ones that you stick to your ceiling.
Oh, I know what that is. I used to have a lot of those in my house.
Basically one of them, and as adventurers go over it, they get trapped in it. The next thing you unlock is a tongue, so you can get things more out of range. You then get another sticky pitcher on the other side of your plant, because when you get a buff, it only appears on one side. A new ability will only basically work on one side, unless it's like the tongue, the head, or the stem. After that, I then got the luring cylinder, as that's what it's called. You know them plants that lure the flies in, and once the flies get in, they kind of get stuck in it and then slide down. And it's basically one of them. They sit on the side and enemies just walk into them and fall into them. I then have a sturdy leaf. I have two sturdy leaves, one on either side. The other one's a bit further down in level, which can deflect and rebound spells and weapons attacks against my plant. I then have the last thing I unlocked for it is a thing called Roots with a Mouth. Basically, this plant has got so big, so strong, that my roots go all over this dungeon, and my roots have got to the point of they now don't get any more nourishment from the ground. They will come up and eat an adventurer or adventurers, because I can increase how many that can fit in its mouth as well. But the biggest thing I think I've got at the minute is like giant ogres. I've got giant demons as well that I'm eating, which when your character eats it, most characters you like just see a head or you just see their feet sticking out. You eat, I've got a minotaur as well. You eat one of these big things, you see them with their arms trying to get out and squirming and everything, and then you just see them get swallowed down. Like, they just have no option.
Probably like Attack on Titan kind of deal.
Kinda. But yeah, right now I've got pets that will pick up cash for me and activate certain spells constantly for me. So I don't have to really do much apart from hit the eye spell at this minute until I can unlock a new pet. But yeah, that's basically all I've been really playing. I've not played anything else new.
Yeah, you've been making the Never overworld.
Yeah, I've been doing what I did last week and what I was I never saw the podcast last week. Actually,
I did
need to
splice them in.
Okay, I was about to say I hope Ryan did that. I really need to get around to watching things. I'm falling behind on a lot of stuff recently.
Okay.
Well, yeah, that's basically it.
Fair dues, fair
Strange
dues.
enough, as I got to describe it, I got to play them again a little bit.
Classic. Right, D.
Not particularly played anything new. We played that Among Us at one point.
We played a massive game of Among Us.
I forgot all about that. 9 of us.
The nine crewmate, 2 of them being imposters, clusterfuck.
Yeah.
Hey, you say you were probably the worst one in that whole game.
I did the. Wait, was I an imposter in that?
No, you were
No.
never an imposter.
Excuse me, I got us a win in 2 games. One because I saw Terry vent, and the other because I left the imposter into a false sense of security by.
You didn't leave me in a false sense of security. It was more the fact that I knew I had to kill him and try getting away, because if I didn't do it, I would have failed anyway.
Oh no, I more meant the one where I sat there and went off at Darius, and when he said it wasn't me, I was like, yeah, of course it wasn't. I was just making sure.
I thought you went about my thing.
I've already talked about Forager, haven't I?
Yes.
Because I've been playing a lot of Forager. And been playing Mahjong on my phone.
Mahjong.
Yeah, it's just your basic Mahjong. It's now getting to the point where I'm like level 200 and something, so the tiles are getting really freaking big and complicated. And you don't get a life, so you've got to try and do it in one go. Get to the next one. It's like, this is thing. It's like 200 tiles plus, and you've got to get it all in the right order.
Like, fuck you.
The worst is when you get to like 190 something, and you're like, I've got 10 more. Oh, start again.
For what is supposed to be a relaxing game, then that's Mahjong Solitaire as opposed to Mahjong the parlor game, which is its own clusterfuck. Believe me, I played enough Yakuza to know that I could sit there and play Mahjong all day and I would never get it. Shogi, I could understand at least because it's Japanese chess.
Yeah, Shogi is.
But Mahjong, no. And it feels like it's sort of gin rummy-like, but it's not, and it is. And I mean, in Yakuza at least it's a fun thing when you do have the thing where you just win out the table, and it's like, yeah, I've destroyed everything. It's just Yakuza over dramaticness of just pushing stuff, and like, yeah.
I'm sorry for interrupting, but I've come to a conclusion because I've just found something that was found in Poundland. Poundland now do cards where you just tick the box for what purpose it's for. Literally, it has a card that says Poundland. Please tick a box for appropriate occasion. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Birthday, Happy Valentine's, Happy Easter, congratulations, good luck, other. Amazing value every day is written on the bottom of the card.
We have a store over here called Home Bargains, and they have their own version of Monopoly.
That's fine, but it's more the fact, who would buy this card and then tick it? I'll just send it you like that and then go, that's all of it, done. Don't expect one.
Well, saying that, I was in Asda doing the shopping and whatnot, and they've got a new thingy for like 3-year-olds where it's a shopping trolley and a clerk's desk and everything. That's Asda brand. So the kid can be a store clerk and a shopper.
Just sounds like them Asda trying to hire underage children.
Train them early to be store clerks and whatnot. Give them their own little shelving units. And cashiers and whatever. I don't know.
Oh no. It is actually a Home Bargains themed Monopoly. It's not just normal Monopoly with a Home Bargains box.
Okay.
It's
Tony, if
It's-
that was
it's
the
in
case,
order
that
of
would
their-
probably be worse.
it's in order of their stores and the value of what they of their store. Oh my god! Well, anyway,
So
Oh,
which
goodness.
star makes the which one makes the best?
pool.
Which one's Mayfair?
Yeah,
Pool?
yeah, pool.
Oh, okay.
And their worst is
Who's their old Kent?
Liverpool.
That is.
That's just
So
mad.
some Liverpool to pool.
Yeah. Did you have
Pool to
anything
pool.
else left there, D, or we moving on to Duncan?
Yeah. No. Oh, there was something or other. If I remember, I'll say it.
Okay. Right, Duncan. Oh god, he's
Right.
brought the knife.
Whatever.
He's
Get
always
used to
playing
it.
with knives, and then he's going to hurt himself again.
It was just.
Then I'm
the
going to
one
have to tell
time.
him I told you so.
Explayamus.
I'm currently listening to the Harry Potter books. Yes.
Duncan, just before you continue, your dog looks like it's decided it wants to be taxidermied.
Yeah, it's dead. Rip.
God, if it
Whatever.
wasn't for its eyes blinking.
You're a good dog.
Not as good as a cat. Just be able to sit there for freaking hours on end, and you don't know if it's a statue on the windowsill or not.
Yeah, you're just stuck like that forever. You're really good at those freeze frame things.
Probably just the quality of the camera that allows it, to be honest. But,
yeah.
As you were, your game.
What was it? What was I doing? What have I played? I don't play anything anymore. I finished Resident Evil Remake with my sister, although I didn't play it. I was just watching.
Yay!
But it was a collaborative experience.
Mm.
The real Resident Evil Remake was the friends we made along the way, and all the times we had to reference Pdcst, who played the game in full some time ago.
Oh dear. And the text mistakes, and if you had to choose, would you have chosen the poor dialogue in the remake or the word wrapping in Yuppie Psycho? You had to keep one, but you'd lose the other. What would you take?
I can deal with word wrapping. Word wrapping can be funny.
That
Most of the time, it's just like when you get text problems, it's just like it's just kind of like what was that supposed to say?
enter the
that's not
survival horror.
Hopefully that's not important.
Oh.
You know, like some of the mistranslated words
Mhm.
in Resident Evil. It's like, does that say what it's supposed to say? Question mark.
Oh, the bit that got me into episode 2, you're going through the door that you got the passcode to, that apparently could only be opened from one side with the passcode, even though you had the passcode in your.
So we went back to that door, and apparently it does actually work the way it's supposed to work. I don't know why it didn't work the first time we tried to do it,
That's just
but yeah,
mad.
Because
we
you
eventually
bad.
got it to work properly. What?
You bad.
Because you're bad.
Yeah, terrible, awful. We have no idea what we're doing.
Now, I watched them get the code off Barry
Probably Barry.
and walk up to the door. They had it in their inventory. They actually went into the file, I think. And then the door just said, "You don't know the pass number."
It's
Like,
like,
they fucking do, they got it!
it's here.
Oh,
It's like the editor's bit with the printer. It's like, cannot access printer. It's here. I can access printer. Why can't you access printer? I
Because
plugged
it's
you
beige.
in. It's
no.
beige.
We did find something out on Warframe. Grendel's a bastard to try and get.
Who's Gwendol?
Grendel.
He's the Warframe
Grundle?
that can eat people
I see.
and then turn himself into a ball and go bowling.
He's on
Your
He's
Grundle
on
can turn into a
Europa.
ball.
and you can't use mods.
No.
Level
No
50
liking.
enemies.
Level 50 enemies You can't
On-
use mods. On any your Warframes or your
On
guns.
a defense, a survival,
Survival and an
and
exploration.
No likey, no likey, no likey, no likey, no likey.
So
Yeah,
we can get about halfway, just the two of us, and then we start failing because we
Just
can't
the
keep
two
up.
of us.
Yeah,
We
two
can
of
make
us.
it if we try.
We can do two of us and get sort of thing. It's going to be you're going to need to think about a team of four, and they're all going to need to synergize. Like Steph had shields, someone's going to need to deal with something else.
All it is you're fighting Carpus. So if you can deal the shields, we just need to then get
Something that can.
something fast and powerful without mods being in it.
Mm.
Which in the game of Warframe, nothing is fast and nothing's that damaging without a mod in it.
So yeah, how we're going to do that, I'm not sure.
And you can't turn into your operator neither.
Yep,
It's
you can't.
fine. You know what? I believe in you guys. You can do it.
No Q menu, nothing.
I've been watching people do challenge videos of StarCraft where they beat they beat all three of the campaigns in StarCraft 2 without losing a single unit. They did one where they beat one of the campaigns without building a single anything.
Mhm.
Without building anything.
Yeah,
You can do crazy shit when you really put your foot down and go for it. I believe in you.
but yeah, I think we're going to need to release another person.
Mm.
Minimum.
We need
Fair
something that can nuke.
You need a hero.
Like a nuke.
We need something that can nuke.
Mm.
Like North Korea.
I don't need a place that can nuke. I need a
frame.
character that can nuke.
For
Fair
low
enough.
cost mana. Because you don't get that
Okay.
mana much. And you
Give
don't
me
gain mana.
So basically, strip shields, strip the health.
Fair enough.
Something that is that, yeah, and then, yeah, mop up. And someone that can defend the objective and mop up.
Okay. So, is there anything else you learned about Resident Evil Remake there, Duncan?
Sorry about that.
No, you did say you'd
What-
come back to us when you said it. So.
It can be a little bit. It can be a little bit obtuse at times, where it's like, oh man, there are a lot of times where you have no idea what the fuck you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like I'm just gonna click on everything. It's like a point and click adventure except with extra steps. And it's just like I'm just gonna click on everything and see what happens.
Do
This
we
piece of
have
furniture, what does it do? Nothing. Okay.
Do we have to get you the Discworld point and click adventure game?
The Discworld?
There is a Discworld point and click adventure game starring Rincewind, and it's known for having the cruelest point and click adventure puzzles because it's fucking Discworld. Nothing made sense in Discworld, so therefore nothing made sense with the items you were combining and the situations that you would use said items.
Yeah, it is the Discworld.
Yeah, that's the best. That's the best part
To be honest,
about it.
that's one of my go-to lines for if someone took a trip. At least you didn't take a trip and fall into Discworld. Or fall through the Discworld, shall we say.
I'm sorry, I keep like sort of interrupting Duncan here.
Sorry.
No,
even-
I'm
I
doing it
can't
as
even
well.
remember
Though.
what I was trying to talk about. Is
Resident Evil 7.
The friends you made along the way, the puzzles that
friends.
you were basically having to just face roll to solve.
Yeah, we kind of basically just stumbled into like the final cutscene. I was like, "Oh shit! I guess this is starting." We'll just get right into it. I guess there's the tyrant. Shoot him 4 times. Oh, he's dead.
Oh, sweet game.
It's not like,
Turns out that was just the first fight. You fight him again later, and it takes a lot more shots, and he's actually way more dangerous.
it's like you get a boss and you go done, and then
Yeah,
you
it's
go
like when you-
phase
it's like-
2 begin.
It's like
That's the difficulty curve.
it's like pink.
Yeah.
He starts running around. He starts teleporting around like the magician from House of the Dead. It's great. I love it.
No, it's,
Oh,
yeah, it's like
God.
yeah, you flatten the boss. You're like, oh, this is pretty simple, and then phase 2, then phase 3.
Metal Gear
Oh,
Rising Revengeance did that. you face against a boss, and he's like, "Oh, I'm just like the advisor to the president of the United States. I'm just a normal guy," and you hit him a couple of times, and then suddenly his muscles swell all over the place, but he just pumps his chest and just
So it was like Dragon
becomes
Ball Z character.
unbeatable. Yeah, and he's like literally unbeatable at that point, and has a massive health bar, and you've got to get your ass kicked, and then storyline happens, and then you eventually beat him after a 15-minute fight, because, you know. And the worst bit is on that, Hideo Kojima had no input in Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. It was a platinum game, and it's a good game. But that boss fight can go huffadong.
like-
Dong. That's good. I like that one.
It's like the Sephiroth in Kingdom Hearts.
Dong.
Play Kingdom Hearts, you go, oh yeah, beat Kingdom Hearts. Have you beat Sephiroth? No. Just no.
Guys.
X weapon in Final Fantasy VII.
We killed him.
Yeah, you killed him.
He's dead.
And you didn't have to use a single video walkthrough.
Just the two of us.
You've done it again. Right,
We
so
can make it if we die.
right, so we are at over an hour on this now, so I
Quiz time?
think it's quiz time. So your defending champion of the quiz, by the fact that he didn't have an opponent last time, is Steph.
Okay.
So
Kinda not
I
fair.
had to think of what sort of quiz can Steph be really, really challenged by, and that someone else might
What are all our
potentially win.
names? that'll fuck him up.
Oh,
He's
the
like,
iPhone.
who am I? It's like Ryan, no. Terry, no. D, no. Darius,
Still saying it
Jill
reminds me of my
Valentine,
gran who managed to name every member of our family, or our extended family, before she mentioned me, including the girls.
His name, the one who asked me for his name, his
you do have a
name
feminine
is Stefan.
Oh.
So I guess you didn't do what are our names?
There is one
trivia.
name of Ryan's I don't
No,
know.
I didn't do a what are our names trivia. What I've done is
There's one of
this-
middle. There's a middle name
No.
of yours I don't know, but no one knows. I
Hmm.
believe the P one.
yeah, we don't talk about that. Anyway, the game, the quiz.
Penelope.
So, it's a timed quiz for each of you.
Oh no. I hate
have
time
got
limits.
a list of 30 characters split over 3 video game series and
Oh my.
franchises.
Fuck.
And basically, you will get 90 seconds to guess the names of the characters based on
This is
them
what you were
not
doing that
having
before.
any vowels.
I can't spell to save my life, Ryan.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. You're not having to type anything. You're just needing to tell me what they are.
What, the vowels or who they are?
No, who the characters are. So you will get, when the time starts, there will be a list of 10 characters. You then have to guess as many of those 10 characters as you can in a minute and a half, and whoever gets the most right out of their list wins.
If this gets 100 likes, I'll kill Ryan.
Then fool on you, because this won't even get one. Anyway, so
It'll get
Go
at
take a
least
bet.
one.
so there are 3 categories,
I can tell you now it's getting at least 4.
and Steph, as your defending champion, you get to go first.
Oh, I thought I'd get to choose.
Well, you do. You get to choose. Your categories are Bang Wallop, Hey Listen, or exclamation mark.
Well, I'm not doing Hey Listen. I don't know anything about that game franchise.
I don't even know what that first one was.
Bang Wallop. And I'm going to have to go with that.
Okay.
I'm going with exclamation mark.
Okay,
Exclamation mark.
Exclamation mark. Okay, so Steph, your 10 characters are characters from the Metal Gear franchise.
Yeah, I'm buggered. What can I have the other
Do you
one?
want to
I knew what
change?
that was going to be.
Can I have
Do
the
you wanna go
bang?
with
Can I have
Bang
the
Wallop?
bang one? Yeah.
Okay, you can have Bang Wallop.
I know for a fact I won't get the Link ones with
So-
Zelda or anything
So
like that.
yeah, so just so you've all figured it out now. So exclamation mark is Metal Gear Solid. Hey, listen is the Legend of Zelda franchise, and Bang Wallop is Crash Bandicoot.
Nailed it.
Oh, I'm gonna just be as bad for this. So either one, I hope one of
Do
you's
it.
like the crown.
So if you pay attention to the development chat, it will bring up the list in a second.
Can you do me one favor though?
Develop something.
What?
Can you tell me what characters are in Crash Bandicoot?
No.
Because I
This
have
is
no
this is
idea.
not good. This is not good.
Host!
So yeah, this is Steph's game, so he's going to get 90 seconds, and basically in order. There's 10 characters. When you've found one that you think you know the answer to, Duncan, you don't
What?
splurge. If you think you know the answer, you just say number 1 and the answer. I'll tell you if it's right or wrong, and we'll move on. At the end of 90 seconds, we'll just tell you who they are.
Okay.
So, Steph, here is your list, and your time starts now. Just to give you a thing, all spaces have been removed as well. So all spaces and all vowels
this-
have been removed.
Number 1, Crash Bandicoot.
Correct.
Yep.
Number 2, Dr. Chaos, is it?
It is not Dr. Chaos.
It's
no.
Dr. something, I know that much.
Yes.
So is this what it's like for a dyslexic person to read all the time?
I don't know.
This is what I say.
I don't know. I'm just thinking though how bad
variation
number
is.
10 is. So
P. Did you just have a spasm, P?
no.
That would be a character that has a vowel. Oh. I have a funny feeling I know who that is.
Okay. Any more you think you might know here, Steph? You got 40 seconds.
It's Dr.
You don't have to answer them in order. You can
You
take
can-
any
you
one.
can skip.
But that's the only other one I'm gonna get, and I know this for a fact. Dr.
Knee.
No, it's not there. I know it's near something, and I'm just. I
He's
just
the
can't
one. He's the one in the Matrix. He's the one. Doctor.
Neo? No.
Oh.
You got one.
I knew that was all I was gonna. I wasn't gonna get anything in Snake, and I would have probably got Link and Zelda, maybe Ganondorf. In...
Oh. You should have
Gandalf.
went for.
My favorite Zelda character is Gandalf.
I know what he means, but we can't carry on. So yeah, you got number 1. That's Crash
Is
Bandicoot. Number 2 is Dr. Neo Cortex.
I was gonna say, it's like, can I just try to lightning through this, see if how many I can get?
Yeah, you mean
We
you can go for it.
got obviously, okay, Crash Bandicoot, Neo Cortex, Coco Bandicoot, Doctor Engine,
Yep.
Dingo Dial, Ripperoo.
Yep.
That one I don't know. Doctor.
Because he's not given his full name a lot in the games. He's Entropy. He's
Yeah, I was
guy-
I was pretty sure it was Entropy, but it's like there was some middle letters that were confusing me.
Yeah, so he was Doctor Nefarious Tropy.
It
his
was
full
Tiny
name.
Tiger in there.
Yeah, that was number 9.
I don't know what E is. Pop, and then Papu Papu.
He's the very first boss you face in Crash Bandicoot. He's tribal leader Papu Papu.
Papu Papu.
And so if you take all the vowels out of Papu Papu, you're just left with P.
So what did who's number 8?
Number 8 is Nitrous Brio.
Nitrous Brio.
Embryo. So
Embryo, yeah, it's my Nitrous Brio, yeah.
So
yeah.
With that, Steph's gone. So D.
You can make my screen orange by focusing on Amber. And I put her on the screen, and all of a sudden it's pale.
So
and now it's orange.
Yeah, pale and orange. So D, you got a choice. Do you want Metal Gear Solid or do you want Zelda?
Can't say I've really played Zelda, and I've played more Metal Gear Solid than I have Zelda, ironically. But I'm all full of Metal Gear names.
That's cool. I could do Zelda.
Yeah, no. If I give Duncan Zelda, he's definitely gonna win. If I give him Metal Gear,
Oh,
I mean,
strategy.
I got like 8 of the Crash Bandicoots. I'll tell you right now, if you take Zelda, I'm fucked. I know like 2 Metal Gear characters.
yeah, I know like 4 Metal Gear characters.
If one of them is not Solid Snake, I'm done.
So you going with Zelda then, D?
I might just give Duncan the win, to be fair, because I would actually have a better chance with Metal Gear would actually challenge me.
If Duncan can get all 10.
No, it's just basically Zelda. I know Zelda and Link. Past that, I have no idea. I have zero knowledge of the Zelda universe.
Pick a thing.
Solid.
All right. Let's do it.
Here we go. In they come. So, D, here are your 10. 3, 2, 1.
Solid Snake.
I know the first one.
Yep, Solid Snake.
I don't know that. I don't know any of them.
Number. What's her name? The one that whistles is in there. Big Boss.
Which one's that one?
9 is probably Big Boss or something.
Yep, correct.
It's not Liquid Snake.
I would argue that in the context of the last name, that the Y functions as a vowel, but okay, it's a matter of opinion.
Yeah, well,
Ocelot is probably in. Oh, there's no O, is there? So it won't be Ocelot.
Well, there's no O.
O is a thingy. Ocelot.
Okay, which one do you think that one is? I mean, I'll give it to you. It's number 2.
Oh, okay. I need to try and think of the girl that whistles.
I will give you this. If you're thinking for the character Quiet, no, she's not in that list.
Okay. Quiet's not there. Ocelot's not there.
You've got 15 seconds.
And there won't be anything like Diamond Dogs, would there?
No, these are actual characters.
Liquid Snake is 3.
Yep.
And
that is time. So, we'll go from that list. Yeah, Solid Snake, Revolver Ocelot, Liquid Snake. What do you think number 4 is? He's Solid Snake's like weeaboo friend and not gay relationship. It's Otacon.
okay.
Then number 5 is Naomi Hunter, creator of the Foxdie virus. Mei Ling, or Lung. Meryl Silverberg, ginger woman who died in the first one but suddenly lived in that. RDN is Raiden, or as everyone else who played Metal Gear Solid 2 knows, Whiny Bitch Face. Big Boss, and then Psycho Mantis. The boss that could read your controller outputs.
But yeah, see, basically, I got the first 3 because it was working through characters that I know. I was like, and you said Quiet's not in there. I'm like, so it's not Quiet, and it's not like Dog, because that would have been DG.
Yeah.
The dog character, or whatever it's called. His companion.
But, yeah. Well, no, Diamond Dog would be just D-Dog, and that would probably just come out.
That's my rapper name, D-Dog.
D-Dog.
Yeah, Diamond Dog.
D-Dog in the house.
And yeah, if there's Quiet, I might have got Quiet. If I could remember the freaking name.
So,
all I know about Quiet is the whistling bit where she goes.
Yeah, that's because her character is.
You know, as soon as you pursed your lips to do that, my sister's bird screeched.
Oh,
so it just sounded like you went.
Marley. Psycho Marley.
Didn't happen again.
But yeah, Quiet, as we've got to remember, is the character in the Metal Gear Solid universe who is mute because she's got a parasite in her throat, which means if she speaks English, she dies. And she also wears no clothes because suffering horrific burns means that she can breathe only through her skin. Don't even know. Don't.
The Metal Gear franchise.
Yeah,
just
Metal
just
Gear.
don't think about it.
My God, Metal Gear.
Through her skin.
I have a question.
Yes?
If she can't speak English because she's got this virus, why don't you speak another language?
I know, right?
Speak German.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
no, speak Americanish.
Americanish. Right, Duncan, that leaves you with Zelda.
Yep.
I honestly don't even think I'll do that well on this, but yeah, it's probably my
this
best.
was humbug.
Although I did get like 8 Crash Bandicoot characters. I probably would have done. That's probably would have been my best list.
What would you have got?
No matter what, this was planned for Duncan to win.
It's rigged.
It was not.
Unless
Anyway.
I did the Zelda and give him Solid Snake.
Well, it's a bit late now.
Oh.
So,
This was rigged for Duncan to win because Duncan can spell.
that's not how.
To be fair, this is a quiz show in which 2 of the 3 participants are dyslexic.
See,
What I do?
It's entirely built around spelling and reading. Anyway, give me the list.
Here's your
boy.
list. Go.
Okay, well, oh fuck, that first one really.
Yeah.
It's Ganondorf. Link, Princess Zelda, Tingle, Epona, Navi,
Yep.
Ganondorf,
Yep.
Majora,
Yep.
Guth. I'm coming back to that one.
Okay.
Linkle. What? Linkle?
Yes, Linkle.
The female Link? Oh god. Wizzer. Okay, that one I don't know.
It's an 8 out of
Okay,
10 so
you've
far.
won already. Can we just give up?
I got like 8 out of 10, I think.
You
Yeah,
have. I mean, you can
7 and
choose to say I'm done if you want, because like Steph says, you have one.
I feel like, yeah, it's like I don't know 8 or 10.
Okay. In that case, Gurv is Agifa.
Who?
Agifa is a character. A recurring character appearing in Twilight Princess. She's a cheery 10-year-old girl who calls herself the Princess of Bugs and lives in a house in Hyrule Castle Town.
No idea. No
She's a supporting character. And the bottom one, you were close, was Wizarro.
Again, never heard of this person.
Wizarro is an antagonist, an evil wizard who allied himself with Sia. Sia is another character somewhere that I don't know the name of. I've never really played Zelda games.
No.
I just chose popular franchise with characters.
We had Mario franchise, I might have done well.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of Legend of Zelda, though, I'm linking something in the chat. You guys check it out.
Okay, is this something I can splice?
Is this something we have to kill him for?
No.
Nah, I was just watching it the other day. It's pretty cool.
Pretty baller.
Actually, Ryan, can you
Wow.
do for an extra one at some point, just for like thingy? Can you do a Mario one for me? I want
Maybe.
to see how well I would do.
I'll see.
No, just one that I want to know, see how well I would do with a Mario. It's a franchise I know. There's quite a few characters in the Mario universe.
Mario would be a fun one.
It's in the
Kingdom
general.
Hearts.
A Legend of Zelda cover. Huh. Then we cannot splice this one, but I think we will watch this one and enjoy this ourselves. So we'll go ahead and do that. So
You can cut a little bit of the video and put it in as long as you put something over it, like us talking.
yeah, possibly.
Or me burping.
We'll see how it goes. Yeah.
Oh, me burping. I also burped earlier.
Ryan,
Yeah.
if you feel like an editing challenge, you could take my burp and try to remix it into the Gerudo Valley theme.
I don't know. You asked me in the most recent episode of Yuppie Psycho to replace every sneeze with a fart sound, I think, but there wasn't enough sneezes.
No, it was every sneeze. It's just my face appears and goes, wee.
No.
I don't think we requested that. That doesn't sound like something I would say.
Oh dear. No. So speaking of other things we
What,
don't agree with,
You asked them to change other people's faces to mine and say, "Has a conversation with me."
to be fair, he said that as an afterthought, not as a request. That was where I
don't care.
replaced all the pictures of Ryuji in the text
Ryuji?
notification. Was it Ryuji?
It's Luigi.
For real?
For
In-
real?
In P5, when just one of the random text conversations that came up between the player character and Ryuji, I replaced all his IM photos with Steph, because like 5 minutes later he turned around and said, "Oh, this is just a conversation I would have with Steph."
I hate him too. Don't worry.
Look, there was the one where I think the one Duncan made an offhanded reference or something, like an anime reference or something went on, and he said, "Oh yeah, Ryan, I dare you to put that in 3 more times throughout the video. I dare you." So I did it, 3 different speeds.
What did I do?
There was, oh god, it was like, I don't know. You were in the underground mall in Persona 5,
Should we do
and
the?
we
like,
will
share
do the wrap
subscribing
up when
stuff
we
if
get
you want
there.
later?
But just as a last throwaway comment, you mentioned something. It's like, you're like me but better. And then you and Andrea both had a laugh, and then you challenged me to put that statement in the video at 3 different speeds at some point. So I did. It was
Fair
like
enough.
you were just in the middle of a boss fight at one point, and it was just like, yeah, so we'll use this attack and we'll use this overpowered persona, and then just snap cuts like me but better.
Nothing's better than me.
So yeah, if you enjoyed the podcast,
Do the like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell, and like,
Yeah.
do stuff.
and yeah, you can
About
listen to this you can watch this on YouTube, but you can also listen to it on
Spotify and other media, other media.
In the toilet.
yeah, you could if you
I
if you
mean,
wanted.
it doesn't like emanate from the toilet,
Yeah, it's not.
but
You don't.
you have
you
our
don't-
permission to listen to it while pooping if you want.
Yeah, I mean, you flush the chain and you start just hearing. Doom, 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 doom. This is the Immaterial
You
Gamers
flush the
Podcast.
toilet and it's just like, what's been played?
Oh dear, no. But
aren't we just circling around the drain at this point?
yeah. So
Speaking of shit, let's get it over with.
yeah. So thanks Duncan, thanks Dee, thanks Steph, thanks Ryan,
I'm getting thanked for what now?
being here.
Thanks, Bob.
Being where?
Thanks, Craig.
Thanks Mum. Thanks Craig, and we'll see you next week. Muppet arm wave.
I really need some Muppet hands. I only have these real ones.